Hello again, welcome to K20 Plans. The next stage of the logic model process is stage 2, research rationale. It's helpful to think of this stage as justifying how you are going to address the gap that you noticed in stage 1. We established in the data analysis part of this process that there's a gap in ACT scores for our high school, and that taking the ACT more than once shows improvement in scores. So in this stage, we will look for research that addresses this problem. For one thing, it's probably not wise to just throw the exam in front of students as many times as possible. We actually want to look at the best practices for getting students to take more than one exam and how to prepare them and administer those tests in a way that gets the best outcomes. So here you want to kind of look for articles that will tell you how others have addressed this problem and what strategies they used and what worked and why it worked for them. And so there's a form down here. All of these will go into kind of like a bibliography, annotated bibliography format in your report. You just want to kind of pull that piece from enough information from the resource to keep in your memory those important points that will inform your strategies later on down the line. So I have a few pre-prepared that I'm going to put in here for the sake of it. This topic is not necessarily the title of the article. It's really just what is it about, what's a really concise few words you can use to remember what that strategy or is that you're going to be using to inform your activities. Add strategy, and then you get it into a little card like this. Some of the ones that I found were that the practice tests are more effective in preparing students for taking the ACT if they are the same. Students are given very realistic environment for practicing taking that test, appropriate time limitations, as well as the difficulty levels. And so that's just a few examples of how you would enter your research. Let's go ahead and move to the next stage. This is goal setting, stage 3. And here we want to take what we've learned from the data and from our research and kind of reflect that in a goal. And I have one pre-written that I think will give an example of what I mean by that. Also, don't forget each page has more rationale to help you through this stage of the process when you're working through this on your own. So one weird thing is you have to click edit goal before you can type in here. It says, provided 11 days of ACT readiness activity, 50% of participating students with an ACT subtest in English or math, which would require remedial coursework on the college level, will increase that subtest score by 2 points, either by taking the National ACT Placement Test at the college or a placement test at the college of their choice. And so one of those research sources showed that another way to address remediation rates was to have students take placement tests at the college of their choice and practice with those as well. So that isn't reflected in this statement. It just talks about what, so these SMART goal requirements up here, something measurable and specific. We want 50% of participating students will increase their score by 2 points. And then there's a time frame. And so this is kind of a manageable goal with those components that are important for making it attainable and something that we can measure. And that's all we're going to go through in this particular video. Thank you for listening.